For you folks out there arrested on some things that are really bad and really serious, I have many words of advice for you on this channel, like hundreds of videos. But keep this one thing in mind. A great private investigator is going to rock your world and can make the difference, really can make or break your case, because we need to start with a very simple premise that you all know to be true, and that is nobody is on your side, okay? The cops are not on your side. When you walk in the courtroom, the prosecutors are not on your side. Half the time, the judge is not on your side. That whole industry, Crime Incorporated, has gathered evidence against you, right? Unfortunately, they have not done a very good job of gathering evidence that might help you out. Now, that is where a good private investigator comes in. I have so many instances where I will thank Pinstripe Investigations, John Ianni. We have worked with John Ianni for years, decade really, and this man's investigations have just crushed some cases. I had a young man accused of some improprieties with a young lady. Let me tell you, John pounded the pavement and got interviews of a dozen people at the same party as this young lady and my client. And after over a dozen interviews, right? Guess what happened to those charges? Those charges never materialized. They disappeared. They could have rocked my client's world, and yet they fizzled out because of Pinstripe Investigations. But really, a good PI is going to just change the whole situation of your case. I had another case where the cops went and got some video from nearby the incident, and you know, the cops kind of did some basic evidence gathering, and their basic evidence gathering they thought was enough to convict my guy. Well, our private investigator, John Ianni, far away though, he found some McDonald's drive-thru video, right? And that McDonald's drive-thru video was just good enough for John to blow it up and for us to tell our side of the story. It just blew up the state's case and everything resolved, and it was amazing. But if we sat on our ass and just trusted the videos that the cops gave us and never sent Pinstripe Investigations out to get more evidence, things wouldn't have worked out. And I have so many instances over the years where our PI has gone out and done things and gotten statements from people that have changed the course of the entire case. We had a case where we had a very flimsy eyewitness statement from a woman that we suspected, you know, walked the streets and earned her living in that way. And we thought that she would tell a different story if she wasn't intimidated by the officers that were probably going to arrest her unless she said what they wanted her to say. Well, John pounded the pavement late at night, found this witness, which was not easy to find, and yes, she gave a sworn statement without the cops around that completely blew up the state's case. This happens time and time and time again. My only point is private investigators are very important. Remember, we don't trust the government. Remember that we don't trust what they've come to the table with, that we too get to go out there and question witnesses. We too get to go out there and try to find our own videos and our own evidence. And I suggest if you're dealing with something that is going to change your life, then you are going to need a PI on your team to make sure that all the evidence that it favors you is also brought to the table. That's my 2 cents for today.